Welcome back to another edition of Toys I Did Not Own as a Kid. All right, gang, today we're talking Gobots yet again. I am a Gobot collector. I love them. So this one in particular is Gobot Treds. He came out in 1986. He was part of the third series of the Gobots, third and final series that was released for the Gobots. Here in the United States and Canada, not in Europe or Japan. If you know anything about Gobots, you know that originally it was a toy line that was created in Japan. By a company called Popey, which was a subsidiary of Bandai, and they were originally called Machine Robo. The original line was called the 600 line because you would spend 600 yen and you got yourself one of these little guys. Now, the cool thing about GoBots is that they are designed to actually stand or sit next to any kind of little either Matchbox or Hot Wheel, and you can't really tell the difference until you transform them. In Japan, they were a line of transforming robots, again called Machine Robo, and they each were given a designation, MR, and then a number, and then whatever name they gave them. This guy, though, was not part of that. He was part of the final line, so that means that he was not part of the original line. So even though it was made by Bandai, because you can see it right there, it says Bandai and it says Japan and it says 1985. So even though it was made by Bandai, he did not get released under the Machine Robo line. I believe by then the Machine Robo line had been discontinued, so it was basically just the Gobot, never a Machine Robo. So as you can see, I've transformed him. Something else to keep in mind with this guy is that he was one of the few to actually be given an insignia, and even though he's a guardian, meaning a good guy, they gave him the Renegade insignia. This is the insignia for the bad guys in the Gobot series. Now, that's probably a last ditch effort to continue to keep the line, because in the series neither the Renegades nor the Guardians had any insignias. So he was included in the series, which was made by Hanna-Barbera. If anybody that does not know about this, basically Hanna-Barbera was one of the biggest cartoon studios back in the day. They are responsible for things like Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear and so many other things. I could if I were to name everything that they made, I would be here for 3 days straight. But anyway, those are a few examples. Believe it or not, the Gobots actually came out here in the United States as Gobots before the Transformers, and they were a big success. They were a big success until the Transformers came out about 3 or 6 months later. I can't remember, and blew them out of the water. And the reason why was that series. The Transformers animation was actually more like anime, and the Hanna-Barbera animation was like Hanna-Barbera animation. And unfortunately, they did not deviate from the original toy designs. So the way that they looked as a toy is the way that they looked in the series, and partly because of that and the poor animation, people did not like the GoBots as much as they liked the Transformers. However, and I've said this many times, the series is actually better in my opinion. The characters are way more well developed, and there's way more inclusion, and so is the storyline. It's an ongoing storyline, as opposed to a bunch of one-offs like the Transformers was. This guy in particular was featured in my favorite episode, which is called Et2 Cycle, where you find out that the leaders of both factions were actually once friends, just like the Transformers did in Transformers Prime about 20 years later. So the GoBots were actually way more ahead of their time. But eventually, Tonka was bought by Hasbro, and so that means that Hasbro, makers of the Transformers, actually own the GoBot licenses. And every once in a while, they will release a repaint of a Transformer and call him or her a GoBot. So there we go. We've seen him transformed a couple of times, and the video is getting long. I do love talking about GoBots, but I don't want to make it too long for you. So let me know what you guys think of this figure. Did you own him as a kid? I did not own him as a kid because he just came out a little bit too late. That's all. That's the only reason, to be honest with you. I owned a few Gobots, but there were so many of them that there was no way that I was ever going to own them all. And this was just happens to be one of the ones that I did not own. He is in great shape. The only thing wrong is that one little sticker that's a little wrinkled. But other than that, he's in awesome, awesome shape. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as usual, if you like the video, hit a like. And if you like the content, subscribe. Thanks for watching.